It's like 7 p.m. I haven't been this tired in such a long time. I am so exhausted right now. Usually I find filming these very easy. It's really just a thought dump. I've been recording stuff for years. I recently started putting it obviously like publicly, but I've been recording my thoughts and reflecting on things, whether that's been writing or making voice notes. I've been doing that for years, and I like doing it. I like looking back at things. I think making a public record, I think might be interesting for other people if they want. But also just like a video record for me, I think would be cool. And it costs me virtually zero energy most of the time. But I noticed even today I was just a bit more reluctant. I've just been so hammered, in part with work, in part also a bit because I'm headed to London on Tuesday, and I'm trying to finish a bunch of things before then. I'm also I'm surprising my friend, which I think is going to be fun, but that has also made me particularly anxious. And it is just leaving me. My sleep is in shambles. And I used to sleep I'm generally a guy who has no trouble sleeping. I sleep a lot most of the time. But recently, I have been sleeping like complete shit. The naps I usually do, where I usually have no trouble at all, those have also been cut short. It's just, I don't know how much is self-fulfilling, because I know that I'm, got a lot of work and stuff, and I don't know how much of that is making it worse. All I do know is it's been really tiring. I mean, because I'm hiring, got a lot of projects, recording, going to the gym, planning travels, planning meetings, everything and more. And that has that's been a lot. I spent most of my day today working on the backlog of the other projects. I just got the piece of hardware that I've been waiting for one of my clients for the Bluetooth app development stuff, so that's good. So I'm going to be sorting that out tonight, hopefully. And if I can get that done, if I can get that out of my plate, that's a seriously big breakthrough in terms of workload and having less on my mind. And I want to get it done, especially before London. There's there's 3 big things, including that app, that I want to get done before. Those haven't been done so far, so it's going to be brutal until Tuesday morning. So it's going to be pretty nonstop. And that's left me very exhausted. But still having fun, I just wish I could sleep a little better. That's definitely something. But I think also the exhaustion is slowly contributing to make me sleep better, I hope. But anyway, yeah. I've been having a lot of hiring chats. It's interesting, a lot of people claim flexibility as a strength, and it can be. But if you're hiring for a specialist role, do not boast. What people want to hear is that you're super focused. So the niche thing is not just about business, it's also about if you're job hunting for higher paying roles, you really want a specialist role. It's just a thought, but I think the idea that you have to niche down is especially talked about in the business world, because you have to, otherwise you die. But in the job hunting world, if you want better odds of finding something, not recommended enough, try and niche down. Try and say that you don't do other things and focus. I had a conversation with a friend from college, a friend in college from my old school when I was in high school. And he was, having trouble, how do I do everything? It's no, don't. Pick one thing. Stick to it. And do something that most young people today have a lot of struggles with, but pick something for, year. Like seasons are in years, not months. Oh, it's so funny. I had this text the other day from my friend. We had just had this conversation, and he was in like a sampling period of basically just like trying lots of stuff, finding what he likes. And I said that I'm in a focus period, right? Because all I'm focused on is this business right now. And he texted me. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing in April, May? Where are you gonna be?" And I said, "Lisbon or Singapore, whatever." And he said, "Sampling or focus, heads down." And I was like, bear in mind, we had that conversation where I said I was focused, like, maybe a week ago. And I realized it's like, for him, it's just not intuitive that years could be, that not years, but that seasons could be so much longer. Like, I was like, that's the wrong question to ask. Literally, my only reply was, seasons are in years, not months. I think that was a good reminder. I think it's hard to remember. I think I saw things as seasons and weeks before, seasons and weeks and months before as well. That's definitely kind of the natural tendency, especially if you're young, because it just, years seems like really stretched out. But the truth is, that's what it takes. Like, most people overestimate what they do in a day, underestimate what they do in a year, overestimate what they can do in a year, underestimate what they can do in a decade. So if you want to move to a higher level, grow your time horizons that you're thinking on. That kind of patience will seriously help, at least has in my experience. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to work, and then I'm gonna hopefully record some stuff. I've been messaging a bunch of people in London to meet up. Hopefully get some replies. LinkedIn's put some stupid restriction on the number of personalized invites you can make. Before, I mean, I know there were soft restrictions like that weren't explicit before, but now it's like five a month, which is extremely little. And they're obviously just doing it for money because they want me to buy premium. Thing is, I guess it's kind of working because effectively I want to send more invites than that. I don't know. Anyway, lots of thinking to be done about how to grow, because I'm also considering hiring a project manager, but then I'm also worried about cash flow. Like, if I hire a project manager, will I put things at risk because a couple of projects leave, and if I don't have projects lined up immediately after, like, my cash flow can take a big hit. Because if I get a PM, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, especially because I'm hiring a new guy now. Like, with all that, that'll be 5 people on payroll. Payroll is a bitch, trust me. So yeah, I'm gonna think about that. A lot of stuff to think about, but a lot of stuff to do as well. That's the struggle. So I'm trying to get out of the, like, part of that is, yeah, I guess, like, if I can get out of the doing, I can do more thinking. So who knows? We'll see. That's the decision I gotta make and figure out. Probably just gonna lock in for the next couple hours, maybe record a little update later, but otherwise that's it for today. Pretty quiet day. It was leg day, so I am in shambles. My legs are dying. So I just hope I can sleep to recover from that. But yeah, that's it. So I'll record something later probably, or not. We'll see. I'm about to sleep. It's like 3:40 in the morning. I have not had a week this exhausted. It's Friday as well. It's 3:40. I haven't gone out like the entire week. Yeah, when they tell you it's hard work, you're gonna eat shit at some point. I haven't been just had this much of a hard time in a solid while, and I mean hard time not as in just the volume of work, but like there's so much work which is just such a drag to like go through, and it's incredibly boring, and it's demotivating, and it makes me question, like, every 5 seconds, should I do something else? But luckily I've worked that out just by myself, just like I'm not going to do anything else for a while. And that's really helped. But I think this is the part where most people stop, is because it gets really hard. Not in terms of like, not that the things to do are hard. It's just, there's nobody else who's going to help you. You got to figure things out. You don't know how to do things. I mean, in my case, it's specifically development. It was like whatever. There's always some nightmare client, some nightmare situation. You always come across those, whether that's sooner or later. And I think it's probably one of the most important expectations to have if you want to get into this, if you want to make a business, do whatever. It's just like you have to be willing to stick through the low points and the valleys. And at least that's been my experience. Last time I did this turned out to be pretty worth it. And that was when things finally started to take off. And I also feel I'm at the brink of a little bit of a change, but I have to sit through this right now and like make it through this where I am. I mean, everything is a lesson, I guess, at the very least. So I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm completely exhausted, and tomorrow I still have more work to do. So it's gonna be a fun little weekend. It's gonna be quiet. I gotta prepare stuff for London. Make sure I got my meetings in line, and I think it'll be good though. I'm anxious about London. So looking forward to it. I feel like it's a bit of a break from my current situation. Yeah. Not a whole lot else that I can think about talking right now. Like my brain is completely fried, absolutely fried. So that's it for the time being. Tomorrow, hopefully, a little bit more fresh. Not going to work on the app development stuff, which is going to totally leave me brain fried. I might have to ask my developer my backend guy to work the weekend because I need some help with some backend stuff. And, I might ask for the favor. As long as, I'll also offer to give him an extra day off or something down the line. He's super chill about it. So yeah, that's what having good people does. It makes all the difference in the world. And building a team around that has been the most gratifying thing ever. Like it's that much more rewarding to build a business that I'm building just because the people. Can't recommend it enough. Don't try and build your business off of just like freelancers and contractors. It's a lot less gratifying and a lot less scalable and a lot harder. At least, from my experience, I tried both. I tried contractors at the start, a lot less reliable, a lot more of a pain in the ass in general. So yeah, I like the idea of hiring people. Like creating something that provides for other people is really exciting as an idea for me. So anyway. Speaking of which, got plenty more job interviews to go next week. So that's also going to be something to keep busy with. So cool. That's it for tonight. And tomorrow, hopefully, I have a little bit of a better time. I'm going to sleep a lot tonight. Or at least I hope. I haven't been sleeping great. So I just hope I get through all that. Yeah.